Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. In the last part we caught a new team member and we also defeated Team Aqua in the museum, so progress was made. And yeah, that's how the team's looking like right now. So I want to talk about what is available on this route, because I didn't get to do it last time because of story progression and stuff like that, you know, happenings like always. Yes, I was right last time. I said there would possibly be a Minun and a Plusle here, though that is very irritating because they're gonna Thunder Wave me and I'm gonna have to go heal over and over. This is just not my day. But, yeah, Thunder Wave. God damn it. But, let's talk about the possible... I've already gone over Electric, so we have technically 4 others, though it's really just talking about 3. Let's talk about Minun and Plusle, and I am going to count them as the same Pokemon because they are basically the same. So what are they? They are pure electric types. They are decently fast. They have an 85 special attack, and overall they are very forgettable, except for one thing. Both Plusle and Minun have a weird ability, for double battles specifically. Plusle has the plus ability, while Minun has, well, the minus ability. Now what this is when you put both of them out on the field with an opposite ability, so a Plusle with plus and a Minun with minus, it can't be Plusle because that would be plus plus. You need plus and minus to be on the field, which is a little confusing, but it happens. And it will multiply their special attack by 1.5 times, which sounds alright, but in reality it's not that great. They're still very weak. They don't evolve. Overall, they're not really that great of a team member. Both of them in general. Now, if you want to use them in double battles in this game, you have to remember 90% of the game is single battles, and you can push it forward or backwards depending on how many double battles you force yourself into. So it could be 85% single battles and 15% double battles, but overall you are not going to get that much use out of plus and minus as abilities. Why do you guys have berries? Why? You're wasting my time. The other 2 Pokemon found are actually somewhat useful. I'm going to go into the easier one to find use for, and that is Oddish. Oddish can be found here. It's very slow throughout its whole entire evolutionary line. It's probably going to be outsped. Though it's... Oh, there's Quick Attack finally. There's no point in keeping Tackle. When it comes to what it can do, it gets access to Petal Dance very late. Though Petal Dance, you have to remember, is only 70 power. It's not the strong grass move that it'll eventually become. When it comes to... We are actually going to go over here to Route 103, the opposite side of it anyway. When it comes to Oddish, back to Oddish, sorry, I totally just skipped around in my head. When it comes to what it can get, Petal Dance I've already mentioned. I'm trying to get back to my thought process, which I forgot. And overall, it also gets the powders, Poison Powder, Stun Spore, and Sleep Powder, which isn't bad. You have to remember it does both of its evolutionary lines, being Vileplume or Blossom, both require a Leaf Stone or a Sunstone respectively. Not saying that you're not going to get any of them, just saying it's going to be a little bit. Now, overall, it's grass and poison typing, or if you prefer the pure grass route in Blossom, is not bad. Overall, it's a little slow in comparison to Sceptile, but it can hit 2 different sides. Just remember, it doesn't have the greatest move pool besides grass, poison, and it does decently well. I would say it's probably going to be the best grass type you're going to find for the next little bit. Though, if you want a better grass type, Sceptile would have done better. Shroomish, of course, and Roselia, which we'll come to find out. Though, I'd argue that Roselia isn't as good. Yeah, I'd probably argue it. Even though Roselia is faster. Though, once Roselia gets an evolution in the 4th gen, it becomes way better. By a huge margin. Let's use routes. So the other, or the the final one found on this route is actually Gulpin. Now, Gulpin is a pure poison type, and it's actually kind of different from other poison types you'll find in the series. If you notice, you have Coughing, who is a a physical defensive Pokemon, while, let's say, Grimer is more specially defensive. Arbok is more physical attack, and so on and so forth. You can go down the line and see their specific strengths. It's not hard to find that. But Gulpin's a weird case where it's HP oriented, yes, where it has, once it evolves, it has a 100 HP stat, or base stat, sorry. But overall, its other stats like defense, special defense, physical attack, special attack, speed's a little slow, of course, but they're all decent. They're not too low. I believe 73 in both attacking stats, or I don't remember the exact stats. I rarely use it, but it is slightly underrated. It also has a very early evolution similar to Electrike. It's actually exactly the same. Level 26 and it evolves into Swalot. Now, it has decent stats across the board and it also can learn a variety of moves. Overall, this is a decent Pokemon to pick up. It learns Toxic by level up, learns Sludge Bomb by level up. So, overall, it's kind of underrated why it doesn't get used more. I actually contemplated for a little bit, not too long, of whether I would use it or not, but I decided Crobat would work. So, yeah, there's about all the Pokemon. If you haven't tried using Gulpin, I actually could recommend it. And we have this mess. Do you have Thundershock yet? Wait, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it actually doesn't matter. I'm just gonna howl and then bite. By the way, Thunder Wave bypasses Lightning Rod, which kind of sucks. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see how much damage we're doing. Nothing. Alright, good to know. Quick attack. Oh, come on. Growl. This is just not my day. Wow, this is the worst. I'm gonna switch to Marshtomp, I think. Helping Hand. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, you know what? I think we can do it. It's going to be a little slow. Sorry for that, but this is just... If they had Thundershock, they would have probably wrecked me. Though, Lightning Rod... So I guess not. If they quick attacked more, it would be better. Alright. So it's not too bad. It's not that long of a wait. We're coming up to the precious levels where all of my Pokemon will start doing a lot more. Once Ralts evolves, it doesn't get that much better, but it's still an increase. It's also very close to learning Psychic, level 26, I believe. I want to say it's 26. I don't remember exactly. When it comes to Zubat, it gets, once level 21 hits, it gets Wing Attack, and once 22 hits, it evolves. So it's starting to get up there. Electrike, once it gets Spark at level 20, it's carried until it evolves at level 26, and then it'll learn Bite around early 30s. So a lot of my Pokemon are starting to get to the very, top of the climb up. They're not done, of course. They still have a little bit to go, but we're almost to the victory. I mean, 2 levels for Zubat. Though, it is going to be a longer, Hey, we got a phone. I guess maybe once we beat the 5th gym. 5th gym. Oh, no, that's way too... Oh, I did not realize Ralts was actually that high of level. It's Haley. Okay, fantastic. When it comes to Pokemon, though, I want to talk about... I've already talked about my mindset of making the early game as hard as possible to make the late game as easy as possible. That's always been my mindset. Now, there are plenty other mindsets you can go around with in Pokemon. There's always making the early game as easy as possible, so the late game's hard, which is actually somewhat recommended because these games are very easy. Challenge runs, of course, have always been around for these games. When it comes to figuring out the best team overall, it's always downright impossible because guess what? Every Pokemon does something different. though some do it better than others. It's complicated. And why did Sing hit me? Really? Oranberry. Oh, come on, please. This is annoying. I hate this. I'm just gonna switch. Now, one of the big issues I have with Pokemon, in-game anyway, has always been how easy it is. And it's not that. It's super easy, but it's how specific some of the difficulty can be. So, I'm gonna mention the gyms real quick. So, as we saw in Generation 1, the only difficult trainer that was prevalent, I'd say, is our rival, mostly because he had different typings, of course. And it means we couldn't use one move and clear out. I mean, if we go to a water gym, use electric or grass if they happen to have one of a Quagsire or a Whiscash or something like that, you can just easily defeat it. It's not hard. Now, when it comes to having 6 different types against the player, it becomes a lot more difficult. I mean, some of the most difficult trainers have had that type of disposition. Cynthia and Platinum, Blue and Red, Blue, Yellow, and of course, like, every rival has this. Now, what's amazing is that there are some gyms that are harder than others because of their typing, and I'm going to talk about the normal typing here. Whitney, for example, terrorizes new players. Norman in this game is a very, very terrifying force. It's not super powerful as the Meltank is, but you can do it if... You should know that Norman in this game with the slacking, terrifying. And it's even worse in Ruby and Sapphire. Has 2 slackings. What the hell is that? But when it comes to gyms, I'm actually going to see if Quick Attack can do some damage here. Because Tentacool is especially defensive. Why is Supersonic always hit me? But when it comes to gyms, what I want to see in the future, we've already kind of not gone away from gyms, I should say. I'm gonna switch. This is just not worth my time. We've also kind of gone away from gyms necessarily, the trials in Generation 7, but if gyms come back or even trials come back, I don't really care. I do want to see more diverse gyms. I don't want necessarily a rock gym or a fire gym. I want I don't know, like a slow gym or something that uses slow Pokemon, or Pokemon that only use a certain move, or something along those lines. Like, it would be really cool to have a Trick Room gym that uses all the trainers use a Trick Room team, or something along those lines. Or what would also be very cool is if the gyms had their own personal, like, battlefield setup. So let's say I walk into Norman's gym and every single Pokemon has a higher critical hit ratio. So anything that uses Slash will always crit. Something like that, where it's like the new terrain features found in Gen 7. And Gen 6 somewhat. But, like, it would be really cool if you, like, went into a gym and every room had a kind of a weather condition where it was like Trick Room all the time. That'd be really cool. But I'm going to end this here. I understand not a lot's been done, but we're almost to the peak. And then it'll be a smooth way down. We're almost there. It's a hard mountain to climb, these early game Pokemon. But if you enjoyed this, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, whatever you prefer, of course. I hope to see you guys next time. And of course, till then.